Is he on the regular roster?
Let's see. Is he on the roster I got from Max Preps? Well, actually, or this other one. Let's see if he's in there. When we get to 4 minutes on that. When we get to 4 minutes on that clock, can we start the stream? You just started it? Yeah. Okay, so we're on. Oh, okay. All right. Good evening and welcome from Robert Reed Stadium on the campus of Rockdale County High School in Conyers, Georgia. The Rockdale Career Academy presents the Rockdale County Game of the Week. And tonight we got a good one here today. It is going to be the number 4 ranked Lovejoy Wildcats taking on the Rockdale County Bulldogs. Good evening again and welcome. I'm John Morgan alongside Daniel Bolton. And this matchup between these two is an early test for both, but it's pretty much whoever wins this one is going to be in the catbird seat to win Region 2 of 6A.
Yeah, it definitely is, John. And, you know, when I take a look at Lovejoy here, they come in here looking very impressive so far. They've been in some close games, some very tight games as of recent, but they got back on track and won 59-0 against Druid Hills. But this, again, could be considered a trap game. Looking forward to tomorrow next week. We'll see how they handle that situation.
Well, again, Lovejoy and Rockdale County both 1-0 on this region schedule. Rockdale County knows all about the region schedule. They went 3-9 last season, but was still able to sneak into the postseason tournament, or 3-8, I'm sorry, was still able to sneak into the postseason tournament because of that record. They went 3-3 in the region. That was good enough for the 4 seed. And they earned a date with Hughes, and Hughes kind of blitzed them right out of the ballpark last year. But again, this is a new year, and right now they're 4-1, 1-0 in the region. A good 30-6 victory over Morrow. As we said, or as Daniel mentioned, Lovejoy decimated Druid Hills last Thursday by a score of 59-0. And so both teams coming in on a high note. This is a 7-team region. So we're going to have a rotating bye. We've got Luella and Druid Hills. Both those teams are 0-1. Newton, which plays its first region game tonight against Alcovey, the other 1-0 team in the region. So Alcovey, again, looking to go 2-0, trying to get that edge for those postseason berths, and the winner here tonight will go a long way toward booking their ticket into the postseason. Captains are going out to midfield for the Lovejoy Wildcats. They're on the far side of your screen. It's number 7, Brandon Williams, number 50, Chris Ellis, number 56, Mike Jones, and number 75, Justin Brown. For the Bulldogs, you see them right in front of us. Number 15 is Robert McCrae. Number 21 is Anthony Davis. Number 5 is Shaquem Peters. And finally, number 44 is Contavious Preston. And Daniel, the last time we saw Rockdale County, it was a 9-7 victory over Heritage, a game that seemed like nobody really wanted to win, nobody wanted to score on, much less win. Very big pass plays kind of punctuated a defensive matchup. Are we going to will Rockdale County, and it looks like, judging from these results, Rockdale County has found their offense kind of in fits and starts, though. Will we be seeing Zuri Minifield throwing the ball deep?
I don't know. That's the thing, we don't know about that. He probably could. He looked like he was very impressive last week. I would love to see him get more into the rotation. And the offense looked like it's starting to get a whole lot better, John, from what we saw them about 3 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. But the defense has been there from start to finish. They have been just outstanding. And I looked at them on film the last 2 games, and remembering from what they've done, they love to blitz the outside rush, and they get their penetration from the inside from that outside rush. Look out for Keani Greer, Julian McKnight, Taylor Anderson. Look out for those guys to make an impact on the defensive side of the ball. But Zuri Minifield at the quarterback position, he's going to have to make some key plays with his feet probably and with his arm. Yes, he is an underclassman as well. It seemed like he had some growing pains in that ball game. Looking over these Rockdale County's scores over this season, as we hit the halfway point, we're past the pole. We're coming into into the end of the regular season. I can't believe we're 6 weeks into this season. But my point I want to make is this is a very disturbing trend for Vincent Elder. They score 20 points against Salem, then have 9 against Heritage, go to 42 against Drew, get shut out against Langston Hughes, and then 30 against Morrow. So if this cycle holds, it's going to be the defense is going to have to step up against this potent Lovejoy attack. Which we're not looking forward to seeing, and they have to put up points here against Lovejoy. And the guy we're going to be watching today is Preston Williams. This guy is a monster, John. We just saw him. We just watched some film of Preston before. Film on him, man. 6'5", 200 pounds as a junior. And you know, I'm a wide receiver kind of guy, so when I see someone like that in stride, he doesn't look like the fastest guy. He reminds me of Randy Moss in stride. Right. But the guy can get down the field. He has hands, and he's going to be an impact on this game. The question is, will the defensive pass rush of Rockdale County be able to get to the Lovejoy quarterback, which is Khalil Rogers? Preston Williams, he is one of only 11 juniors to have a commit in hand in the class of 2015. He is going to Tennessee for now. But Butch Jones definitely likes what he sees in Preston Williams. And we saw a video of a punt return that he had for a touchdown against Druid Hills. And that's another thing we forgot to mention too. He caught it in stride, and he was able to accelerate. He came around to the near side and exploded up, and the Red Devils of Druid Hills were pretty much sucking dust as he accelerated toward the end zone. Well, we were just about ready to get going here tonight. Rockdale County, they're in the side near us. They are in the red jerseys, black pants, black numbers, white trim. Lovejoy on the opposite side, looking a little UNC-ish with the light blue numbers, the dark blue pants, white jerseys, and that light blue helmet. Everybody's got pink socks because it is Cancer Awareness Night here at Reed Stadium. They just are going along soliciting donations. The cheerleaders just took a walk around the stadium, and then we had a moment of silence to commemorate all the victims of cancer, and hopefully they'll be able to get a lot of money and research and attention here tonight. Absolutely. Well, it looks like Lovejoy will receive, so we're going to get to see Preston Williams early on. He is listed as one. He is not listed as the kick return. That's Derico Tilley is at the top of your screen, and Kevin Morris is at the bottom. Kicking off for the Rockdale County Bulldogs will be number 20, Devin Dawkins. And it looks like we're about ready to go here.
beautiful night for football here in Conyers, Georgia. 86 degrees, your game time temperature. Sun has just set on this tree-lined stadium, so there's not a cloud in the sky. We should have a beautiful early fall evening here in the state of Georgia. We got a lot of action to tell you about here tonight, so strap yourself in. Should be a fun ride. 12 minutes are on the clock. The ball is standing straight up in its tee. The referee puts his hand down, and the best foot forward puts the game in action here tonight. This is going to be Tilly Tilly is at the far side. He'll go to the top. 15. Comes to the 20, and he stumbles down at exactly the 30-yard line. Good play by number 50. That is Dennis Logan. I'm sorry, 51. That's Kiani Greer, who mentioned him at the outset. He will jog off, and that's where the Wildcats will start 1st and 10. Lovejoy 4-1 on the year. Their only blemish, not really a blemish, a 17-13 loss at the hands of Colquitt County, which is ranked number 3 in the latest poll. Lovejoy splits 1 to the far side, 3 to the near. Look at Preston Williams is number 11. Handoff, we're going to keep it on the ground. First up, fighting for yards is number 22. And number 22 is Jeremiah Kirkland. He'll get a couple, puts it to the 32-yard line.
John, the matchup we're up to watch is Preston Williams. He's going up against Shaquem Peters, who is their best cover corner.
Quarterback is due to be Khalil Rogers, number 8. He is a substitute for Quintarius Neely, who started most of the season for Lovejoy. Not in today. He is injured. Preston Williams lines up at the bottom of your screen. Let's see if they go to him. That's where he's looking. No, they'll do a little flat route to Kirkland, 35. And he dives to the 40. That should be close to a first down. T.J. Warren, number 1, got him by the ankles. And it looks like it's not a good spot. Might be short by about a yard. Your white hat referee tonight is Frank Reed. Your umpire is Don Benkin. Jeff Green's your field judge. Jack Henderson's your linesman. Kenny Grigsby, your line judge. Your side judges Quincy Walker and Ricardo Wilborn operating the clock. Khalil Rogers, a 6'2", 195 junior. Kirkland again to the 40. That will be a first down on the counter to the 43-yard line. Lovejoy has drawn up Kirkland's number 3 times here in the early going.
And Kirkland just slipped by a tackle that would have been for a loss. Looked like number 52, Julian McKnight, just missed him.
Julian McKnight had about 2.5 sacks in that matchup against Heritage a couple weeks ago.
He was destructive.
10:30 on the clock, no score. Thank you very much for joining us on this RCA Rockdale County Game of the Week, powered by NFHS Network and Play On Sports. Shotgun snap, fakes, going to the air. Rogers goes deep on a little wobbler, and he was looking for Tremaine Dillard. I'm sorry, Brandon Williams is who he was looking for, a 5'10" junior. Couldn't find him, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, Brandon Harris was coming off that line of scrimmage on the weak side on the blitz, and he was left wide open. That's the one thing that this Rockdale County team can do is blitz on the outside, like I mentioned earlier.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 42-yard line. This is the 5th play of the drive. They haven't looked at Williams yet. He's still lined up at the bottom of your screen. High snap. They're going to hand it off on a counter. This is Kevin Morris. Morris will get to the line of scrimmage before being stood up by that red wall, and he's pushed back. Contavious Preston, number 44, amidst the sea of red jerseys, pushing him back. It looks like he needs to bring his jersey all the way down as he comes to the near side. He's looking over at his head coach, Vincent Elder, in his 2nd season as head man of Rockdale County. He's got a 7-9 record. Al Hughes is the longtime head coach of Lovejoy, been there since around 92. He's got 111. He's got a record of 113-82, according to the Georgia High School Association. They're going to look for Williams. They catch him. He still has it. He bobbled it, but he got it. He's going to go all the way. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. A 58-yard catch for Preston Williams that he bobbled, and he was able to stay with it, keep control, keep it in his grasp, and took it to the end zone.
We've been waiting to see what this kid can do. And boy, I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I thought that it was great coverage by Peters. May have given him a little too much space, but I thought he played the ball very well. that's just outstanding talent there.
And I'm just amazed that he was bobbling it, still running his route, and was able to collect it.
And we talked about that, the stride. He stays in stride even though he was hit a couple of times. Yeah. Amazing.
He showed off how polished he is during that run. He is only a junior. And now it's going to be the extra point for Kevin Morris. Puts it down, puts his leg through, and it's good.
Man, he has a leg.
With 9 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the first quarter, Lovejoy wastes little time in taking it through the Rockdale County defense. It's 7-0 here on the RCA Rockdale County Game of the Week.
Well, on his first reception, John, a slant route across the middle, just a slight slant route. Wasn't really a hard one. He just kind of eased his way into it. And Williams just bobbled the ball and caught it and stayed in stride. That was amazing. That was an amazing play.
Drive took 7 plays, went 70 yards, took up 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Lovejoy announces they've come to play here tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that it should serve as a huge wake-up call for Rockdale. Now they know they're in a fight. Their defense is going to have to stand up. But right now it's going to be their offense who will have to stand up and try to answer that big score, that lightning quick score. Again, they put Druid Hills on the board, 59 points, as they blanked the Red Devils last week on a rare Thursday night game.
Yeah. And I wonder if that was the first opening possession touchdown that Rockdale County's given up this season.
Yeah, they might have been.
They've been playing so well on defense.
Well, again, they did have that 30. They did give up 30 points to Langston Hughes, 42 to Drew, and Langston Hughes has proved to be their bête noire in the last couple of seasons. Hughes kind of drilled them from the playoffs last year in the first round match, and they deposit them by the wayside 30-6. That ball will carry into the end zone, and it's going to be Rockdale setting up 1st and 10 from the 20. And coming out to lead the Rockdale County Bulldogs here tonight. It looks like it's going to be all right. There he is. There's Zuri Minifield coming on out. He just got his last bit of instructions from Vincent Elder.
Yeah.
Again, Vincent Elder is in his second year here in Conyers. When he was a player, he played for Bear Bryant. 1st and 10. They overload the far side of your screen as they go right to left across your monitor. Minifield by himself, empty backfield. Bubble screen. This is number 81, Akwasi Minta. And he'll get a couple.
Interested to see how this Rockdale County team is going to solve Lovejoy's 5-2 defense.
Now, you don't see too many defenses running a 5-2-4.
No, you don't. Not anymore.
Very interesting scheme by the defensive coordinator, Edgar Carson.
Like he's rather stops the run more so the pass. You'll probably see some nickel and dime formations too.
Again, empty backfield. Minifield, and he's going down hard. That was Randy Anyanwu who came at him. Backs him up to about the 18-19. It'll be 3rd down and 12 with 8:46 on the clock. Lovejoy put the first points on the board, and they're up 7-0. Rockdale trying to answer, but again, this is a team whose offense kind of moves and fits and starts. They rely on their defense to keep them in ball games. Again, this is a new look for them, this empty backfield.
It is.
They go 3 to the near side. Not even a fullback. That was blitzing again, was number 2 on Yanwu, but that's a caught. That is Terrell McLaughlin. A great catch, Terrell McLaughlin. He'll get the first down, past the 40, past the 45 to about the 48.
Now, Minifield, we know he has a beautiful arm. That was an impressive throw, and it looked like he was throwing 2 people at the same time, but McLaughlin knew where the ball was coming to. He put it right in McLaughlin's hands, and he made the best out of it.
First down at the 46. And that was the second time that Anyanwu kind of he's blitzing from his end position.
Yeah.
He's coming through, and the end for Rockdale is going to have to step up and try to maybe they'll have to double team him. And it looks like that's what they're going to do here.
They have McKnight.
Yeah, McKnight is going to be guarding him, and it looks like they're going to put Robert McCray on him too. This could free up a stunt from the middle side, and we're going to get a flag. I'm going to guess it's a legal formation on Rockdale.
This is Morgo's first guess of the night. That's a delay.
Oh, they went with the DOG dog penalty. 7:35 to go. I thought I was guessing the legal formation because it looks like they were going to they're doubling up on Onyanwu. Onyanwu, 6'3", senior, 235 pounds. 3 to the far side and we're going to have another penalty.
We might have a false start here.
Yeah, this isn't a delay of game. I know that's for sure.
Encroachment.
And encroachment against Lovejoy, so these penalties will offset. Ball takes a trip back to the 46, and we'll do it all over again. And Lovejoy in that 5-2-4 will give you the defense we'll give you the defense next dead ball. High snap, maybe we won't, over Minifield's head. He's got no choice but to dive for it. A high snap.
Now the last 2 or 3 snaps have been high for him, John. He was able to corral the first ones, but this one here was just too high.
And Dennis Logan kind of going a little shot put there.
Yeah.
That puts it way back to the 33.
It's not track season, young fella.
No. Well, Lovejoy has Horatio Brown and Onyanwu on the ends. The tackles are Chris Ellis and Torian Bell. Mike Jones mans the nose tackle. It's 2nd and 26. Minifield on the move. He's tripped from behind and dropped. Good play by Chris Brown, the junior. Interesting story about Chris Brown. He served a 5-game suspension, and now this is his first game back.
Wow. And he did a great job there. He played contained defense, John. And that's what you expect for the Wildcats to do this evening.
It's 3rd and a lot. 3rd and 32. They got to get it to the Lovejoy 44. Minifield comes forward, puts it on the middle, caught in stride by Taji Steele, and that will be close to a first down.
I think he got it.
Might have just. I'm not.
I don't know about that spot there.
That's not a good spot.
Yeah.
He's going to be a good yard and a half short.
I believe he crossed the 45-yard line.
Oh, you hear the Rockdale faithful arguing with that spot. Now it's going to be an interesting play here. Will they go for it on 4th down? And I think Coach Elder is going to take a timeout to debate this. We've got 5:34 on the clock. Lovejoy up 7-0 here on the Rockdale Career County Game of the Week. John Morgo, Daniel Bolton here. Let's see if we got some more early scores, courtesy our friends at the Score Atlanta scoreboard here tonight. Colquitt County, number 3 ranked Colquitt County, they're up 7-0 over Tift County. That's also early. Campbell with an early touchdown against number 2 ranked McEachern, 7-0. Harrison, 7-0 over Kennesaw Mountain. All these scores, of course, in the first quarter. It's Creekside, 7-0 over Stars Mill. Creekside is undefeated. New Manchester has a 7-0 lead over the 4-1 Allatoona Buccaneers. Creekview 7-0 over Sequoia. Gainesville and Deshaun Watson have wasted little time. 7-0 against Cedar Shoals. No score between Clark Central and Salem, and no score between Winder Barrow and Heritage of Conyers. Those latter 2 games you can also see here on RCA on separate video streams, but we're here for our Game of the Week. It's 4th and maybe 1.5. Torian Bell comes on out.
Expect a run here. Let's see.
Well, everyone, or except somebody to move.
Wait a minute, that was a botched snap.
I think it might have been. They're going to have to bull ahead on that one. Either way.
Oh, that was a bad snap.
Yeah, bad snap, and it's going to be a good yard short. Minifield was under center. I don't even think he took the snap. It looks like it went to McKnight. Somehow it might have been put on the ground, and McKnight grabbed it and tried to bring it forward the necessary yards, but he's going to be a good yard short. I thought I saw the nose tackle move before everybody else did.
Too, and I think that's where everybody's confused with there.
So the officials are talking it over. Let's go through the rest of the Lovejoy defense. I already gave you the line during the last play. They only run 2 linebackers, number 20, Jordan Collier, and number 33, Josh Smith. It is a ward to Lovejoy. Your safeties are Brandon Williams and Montrell Custis, and your corners are Jermion Beasley and Tyson Bettis. But all those players, they're on the bench right now as Lovejoy's offense comes back out with 5:27 to go. They were already on top, 7-0. Now, look where the snap is. Look where the ball is. If that was,
now,
that's a first down.
The marker was on the 45-yard line. They have this ball set on the 44.
They set this up on the 44, and if that's where unless of course Lovejoy recovered the fumble, and that's why Lovejoy's.
And I don't think they did.
I don't think they did either. But based on that position, it should be a first down from Rockdale. But I think something happened that we're not totally aware of.
Maybe a fumble on
it might have been a fumble.
Automatically constitutes in a turnover on downs. I remember that rule being in place years ago. I'm not sure if that's in there now.
Well, this is a different formation. They go 1 to each side. There's the handoff. This is Tilley. Tilley, he's gone. He gets off to that far side, 30, 25, and he ducks out of bounds before Malik Dawkins can lay into him.
Well, I thought I saw Darren Sproles sprout out of there that time. Well, he got a great block on the left side, John.
Flag down, holding against Lovejoy. So this one's coming back.
That's why it was a big hole.
That's why it was a big hole, as he ran the counterplay to that left side, that far side.
What is that formation called? It's like a.
I think it's called a diamond formation.
Diamond, yeah.
It's called or a triangle formation. And I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah, the diamond is with. It's like a pistol, but you got the 2 running backs to your side, and then you got 1 behind you.
Right.
That's your diamond.
Yeah, so that was just a triangle formation. All right, Preston Williams is lining up on the far side of your screen. He's at the top, and jogging down to the bottom is Brandon Williams, number 7. Williams with that 58-yard reception. He's got about, I'd say, 600 yards already on the season. Another draw, and a very elusive Dorico Tilley will get close to the first down, crosses the 50, gets into Rockdale territory based on that spot.
He got it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Tilley is running. Very impressive.
Looks like the side judge and the field judge are not on the same page with the spot of the football, because the side judge has got it way on the 45. The field judge put it on the 46. So it's going to be 2nd and maybe 1. And these two teams in 6A, the top region, Lovejoy, pretty much, I guess you could call them the bridesmaid of Georgia. They finished runner-up last 2 seasons. Last season in the inaugural 6A title matchup, they lost to Norcross. They were heading that ball game, but the Devils came back. We're going to have a little bit of an official's timeout to measure. Devils came back and won that matchup. And then the year before, when they were in 4A before the latest redistricting and reclassification, they lost to Tucker in the championship. So this is a team that's been primarily drawing the short straw, and they were kind of my little dark horse pick to win it all in 6A, because eventually they would break through. But they know the Georgia Dome, they know that playoff atmosphere, and so far they only had that road bump against Colquitt. But Colquitt
I think it was a lesson learned for him.
Yep.
Colquitt County has a scrap, though.
Yep. 2nd and short, Tilley easily has it. Burst through, he'll get a couple before anyone lays a hand on him down at the 42. And Colquitt has got the probably the toughest schedule in the entire state of Georgia.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at what they had. They had that scrimmage matchup against Norcross just right off the bat, and they lost that one. We watched that game. They play in Region 1, which is the hardest region in this state. They played Hoover, Alabama. They played Carver of Columbus.
Yeah.
And then you still figure they have matchups with Lowndes, Valdosta, and Camden.
That is tough. Boy, that is tough.
Going deep, looking for Williams, and he tried to do the one-handed grab, couldn't come up with it.
I thought he was going to come down with that ball.
If he had, we would have anointed him as the best receiver this side of DeMare Kidd of Sandy Creek.
Yeah.
That was Terrell McLaughlin providing coverage. He used very good range, very good height to try to get that one hand on it and try to nestle it in there.
He's got big hands, so he could have easily came down with that catch. Great effort, though.
It's 2nd and 10, 4:18 on the clock. Lovejoy up by 7. They're looking for more. Now they go in a pro set. And off the off counter, Tilly. And a nice little bear tackle by Lovejoy. That is number 44, Contavious Preston.
We heard his name a few times about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he had about a half a sack, I believe, in that matchup. It's 3rd and 11. Watch Williams. He lines up at the top. And coming down at the bottom of your screen is number 5, Cameron Hill.
You see, they have him off Shaq Peters, and I'm talking about Preston Williams.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony Davis is against him up at the top of your screen. They go trips to the far side. Away! And there's a nice throw on a crosser, but too high. He was looking for Kevin Morris.
Had to jump the ladder there for a minute, but a nice play to avoid the sack.
Yeah, as he had Brandon Harris coming right at him.
And if he had threw it a little bit higher, it would have been picked off. They had a cornerback right in the back.
You know, Kevin Morris listed as 5'11".
Yeah.
So he had to go up.
That was a Williams throw.
Yeah, if he had Preston Williams running that route, that would have been 6 probably. Punt, and it's a first kick of the night for Lovejoy. And Kevin Morris just deposits that all the way back. It's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. Preston Williams, that was Jamie Nunez, 5'8", 155, the senior punter. Preston Williams listed as a punter and a punt returner. So Al Hughes knows he's got an athlete back there, and he's just devising different ways to get him the football. 3:21 on the clock. Rockdale gets the ball back. They're down 7-0, and Zuri Minifield takes his second crack at this Lovejoy defense. There were some miscommunications on several plays of that last drive. The high snap for one. And moving behind, that is Kajine Thomas will line up next to Minifield. 3 to the near side, and it will be Thomas. And Big 54 saw that. That's Torian Bell, the nose tackle. 5'10", his height is 5'10", 310. 310 pounds, a junior.
John, it looks like there's some miscommunication going on between Minifield and Coach Elder.
Well, they're going to have to get that sorted out.
They are. The first quarter's almost over.
They already burned a timeout because of similar miscommunications. So they only got 2 left. We got 2:48 to go. Same formation, 3 to the near side, and jogging out to the far side is Akwesi Minta, number 81. And they're going to go to Minta on the flat. He's got it. 25, and nice pursuit by Josh Smith, a senior, 5'10", 215. Flew to that from his linebacker position. And that's why it didn't go for as much as it should have.
You're going to see Minifield throw on 1st and 2nd down those little 5-yard flare, those little 5-yard short routes there to set up on the 3rd down. You may see a long pass here, even on 3rd and 4.
It's 3rd and 5. Now they go to more of a 5-3. Minifield wasted too much time.
And he stepped up in the pocket.
He stepped up in the pocket and tried to steady himself, but Chris Ellis said, but when he was next to Chris Ellis, he's like, "What are you doing here? This is a little bit of a shock that you're so close to me. I'm going to drop you." Easy sack for Mr. Ellis. He's a 5'10", 220-pound senior. 4th down. And Preston Williams back deep. Now, in that Druid Hills game, what he was able to do, he caught it, but he caught it in an arc. He caught it in stride.
The worst thing that you want for a punt returner to do is catch it in stride, and they're going to keep it away from him here.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a deliberate shank.
Yeah.
It'll hit the 45, roll across midfield, and come to a stop at the 48 of Lovejoy. And that's where the Wildcats will take over with 72 seconds to go. They're up 7-0 against the Rockdale County Bulldogs here on the Rockdale Career Academy Game of the Week, powered by NFHS and Play On Sports. John Mordo, Daniel Bolton. And again, we've got many games across the network, across the state of Georgia here tonight. We've already gave you the 3 that are available on the RCA network. And for overview of the entire night, you want to check out the Football Friday show that our network is hosting. Joel Hilsman, Scott Janovitz, they'll take you around the state, live look-ins on all the key games here in the state of Georgia. Here's Lovejoy now, 1st and 10 at the 48. Rogers in stride, good catch to Hill, but he can't make the turn to get any more yardage. Good play by Malachi Chang-Smith on the stop. There's a bit of an undersize there as a cornerback, but he makes up for it with good speed, good pursuit, and more importantly, good tackling skills.
He can play cornerback. If he wanted to, he comes up sometimes, John, and plays linebacker a bit.
He'll be second and about 8. Ball right at the midfield stripe. And here's Tilley. And Tilley can only get a couple.
Tilley is running so hard right now in this first quarter. He may break one.
Brandon Harris on the stop. It'll be 3rd and 5. We got under 22 seconds remaining. Lovejoy does not have to run a playoff before the end of the quarter, but so let's see if they decide to take us to our first break. And it looks like they set in. They're going to have to hurry, but it doesn't look like they're moving with much alacrity. 2, 1. Now they got it in time, but I thought I saw movement. Yeah, that was the end. They don't tell you who did it, but I'll tell you who did it. It was Rilwan Akintoye.
Sure it was.
Well, that's going to end the first quarter. The half can't end on a penalty, but the quarter sure can. We've got 1 in the books. And Lovejoy has a 7-0 lead over Rockdale County. We'll be right back here on RCA. Rockdale County. Oh, wait a minute. I guess I'm wrong. You can end a quarter. You cannot end a quarter on a penalty.
Okay. So we're going to get one more play here.
Yeah, we're going to get one play, and then we'll take our break. They back up the 5 yards. It's 3rd and 10. All right, I thought you could end a quarter on a penalty, but I guess not. So even though the Wildcats draw a flag, they get a free play. And they're going to try to make him pay. Williams! And that's offensive pass interference right there.
He pushed off on Peters.
An obvious push-off on Shaquem Peters.
Absolutely. The referee was right there at the spot.
He saw it. And there again, this is going to be an easy decline on the Bulldogs. On the Bulldogs' part, they'll bring up 4th down.
Peters had great coverage there. That was outstanding coverage by Peters on the outside.
Now that will end the first quarter. 1 is in the books. It's Lovejoy 7, Rockdale nothing. We'll be right back here on RCA's Rockdale County Game of the Week. Second quarter about ready to start. John Morgo, Daniel Bolton. 7-0 favor of the Lovejoy Wildcats, and Rockdale County forced a punt off a pretty obvious pass interference penalty by Preston Williams, the Tennessee commit. He's not the only commit on this Lovejoy team. Well, last year's Lovejoy team had graduated 21 seniors. 8 got Division I FCS scholarships. And so far, 2 on this year's team have one. I told you about Williams. The other one is DeMarquise Gates. He's injured. They hope to have him back for the playoffs, but he's got his offer in hand from Ole Miss. There's a catch, and that's got to be a penalty. Huh? I thought he signaled. I thought that Mintas signaled fair catch before one of the Lovejoy players bowled into him.
I thought he did too, like he had his hand up.
Yeah, looks like Brandon Williams, and that ball arrived at just a split second before Williams cratered into him. But it'll be 1st and 10 at the 18. First down for the Bulldogs. This will be their 3rd effort with the football. They've had some trouble moving it. They've gotten it in large chunks, but they have nothing in this offense is resembling anything consistent. Well, they're going to go 3 to the near, 1 to the far. And we got a fullback right next to them. And we got motion. They're going to get Minta in the flat. 15, he can't get back to the line of scrimmage, but let's check the yellow flags.
Like in the area of illegal formation.
It could be. False start against Rockdale. Well, since that play went off, I wonder if they'll give Lovejoy the choice of declining that penalty. I mean, if they do have I don't think they have I want to say they don't have the option.
The option, yeah.
But if they do, I would decline it, and it looks like they're going to. Yep, they are going to decline it.
Yeah, makes sense.
It makes sense because the play lost a yard. Most importantly, it lost it down.
Yeah. And Minifield, he's got to make some plays here, like I said during the pregame show. Mm-hmm. He has to make plays with his arms and his legs. If he can make more plays with his arms than with his legs, Rockdale County will be fine.
Handoff. It's going to get to the 20. Not much there. Not much there for Amari Ferguson, number 23, I think. Actually, I think it was, number 36, Joseph Wright. And Joseph Wright's a big part of this offense, and this is the first time we called his name. He had that big 76-yard touchdown against Heritage 3 weeks ago. But there was a flag beforehand, another illegal formation penalty against Rockdale. And I think they're going to decline this one as well. Well, actually, no, they're not. They're going to back him up this time. This time they will back him up.
He actually gained some yards, like in that last play.
Well, they switched it to 3rd down, so what I think it was just like maybe a 5-yard penalty after the play. All right, so it's going to be 3rd. So it's 3rd down and about 13. High snap. Minifield launches it. Too strong.
Miscommunication there.
Yeah, he was looking for Terrell McLaughlin, who cut in instead of going a go route. He had good defense from Tyson Bettis. And another drive doing nothing for Rockdale. But their defense has stepped up.
They have stepped up. Just looking at Minifield, looking at his receiver, McLaughlin said, that is my fault. I should have went to the outside.
And he cut inside of Bettis, but he should have gone to the other side. Cut to the right, should have stayed to the left of him. Punt situation. Will the flag go down? It hits at the 40 and then back to the 42. Dawkins kind of fell down, but I think when he came down on Malik Gadsden, who's under him, and I think that was just incidental contact, so that won't be a penalty. But a good field position for the Lovejoy Wildcats at the 41 with 11:06 to go until halftime.
Well, and this is not where you want for Lovejoy to start in your own territory with that offense that they have that is moving the ball fairly well right now.
Well, they're going to go triangle. Preston Williams is at the top of your screen. They're going to keep it on the ground. Morris to the 40, past the 39 to the 38. Now they're electing it to keep it there. They've probably run the ball a lot more than we might have figured.
Yeah, and when you have the talent that they have with Morris, and then you got Tilley running in the backfield, you can mix it up a bit.
Well, they're going to put Tilley in the backfield. Morris will line up. Looks like he's going to line up almost as a flex bone on that far side. And he's going to be almost like another tight end. They got 3 up there. Oh, here's the end around. Watch out, Preston Williams. But he's dragged down by the shirt, but he comes through. Flag down. It's got to be a hold. Now he's going to come to the opposite side, gets through a couple, and then he slides down.
John, I think he got the face mask.
Dave, it was Davis who brought him down, but yeah, it could have been a face mask because it looked to me like Harris had him, but he somehow got out of Brandon Harris's grasp.
Did Williams get out of that tackle?
I don't.
And then go in reverse.
Yeah, he was able to reverse it because Harris held him up a little bit. Frank Reed is going to give us the call.
Face mask.
Yeah, it will be against Rockdale. As soon as those three wideouts started on that far side,
absolutely.
Two of them came that way, and Williams cut in, and he was like, we know what's coming.
We know what's coming.
And
we saw that on film as well.
Yeah, Rockdale knows what's coming, as that ball is going to go all the way to the 15 as that foul's assessed from the end of the play. Well, it's actually going to be marked at the 13. And watch out because Williams is again in that group of wideouts at the bottom. It's him, Brandon Williams, and Kevin Morris. They've got Cameron Hill at the top. And one of the refs gets his flag back, so now we're ready to go. 10:16 on the clock. Lovejoy in prime position to score again, aided by the Rockdale County face mask. They're going to keep it down. Tilley, and a great play bursting through the line. And that is 44 Preston. I've called his name a lot tonight.
Yeah, Preston was already in the backfield there. He had read the play, snuffed the play out. Good play. Great linebacker.
Yeah, he kind of blitzed from the linebacker position, found a gap between the two blockers, and was able to get back there. 2nd and 14. And it's back at about the 18-yard line. They're going to go. He doubles pump, steps up. He's going to have to run. Flag. Looking for one of those receivers.
That was great coverage in the secondary, John. Rogers had no one open. We'll see what this flag is about here. I'm not sure about this one.
It was Isaiah Montgomery who finally brought him down. It looks like it's going to be against Lovejoy. And it is with the hold. Even with the holding, they were unable to keep the pocket in one piece.
It looked like they had rushed 6, maybe 7 guys.
Interesting choice for Vincent Elder. He's going to decline this. He's going to bring up 3rd down and about 14.
I actually like the call here. You still got 3rd and 14 here. And hold them to a field goal, but you got to watch out for this offense. Rogers is going to spread it out. He doesn't have anybody in the backfield with him.
No, he doesn't.
At least not right now.
Williams is at the top of your screen. That's where he's looking. He throws a dart and unable to get through is Preston Williams.
In the middle of the field was left wide open. The safeties cut to the outside of their man, leaving the field open, and they couldn't find Williams. Good
play, Anthony Davis on coverage, and this is going to bring up a field goal chance for Lovejoy.
Rogers left them out there just a little too far. It's a good, nice, pretty throw, just not on target.
Jamie Nunez will take it. This will be about a 35-yarder from the near hash. Holder is Cameron Hill. That's an interesting motion. A little split motion for Cameron Hill. He'll put it down, put it up. The kick is good. It's long enough, and it's good enough. With 9:06 on the clock, a 35-yard field goal extends Lovejoy's lead to 10-0. We'll be right back here on RCA, Rockdale Career Academy, Rockdale County Game of the Week. Welcome back. John Morgo, Daniel Bolton here from Robert Reed Memorial Stadium here at Rockdale County High School. A little north of the Conyers area. We're north of I-20. As opposed to when we go to Heritage, we go south of I-20. Here we're north. We're probably, I guess they call it the old part of Conyers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a beautiful facility. It's a nice press box. It's nice and wide open. We got a lot of room to move in this box.
Yeah, very nice press box. Spiral steps to
get
up.
Yeah, spiral steps to get up. But we got high ceilings.
Yeah.
So we got like I said, a lot of room to operate.
We can play us a little football game here.
10-0 favor of the Wildcats after a 35-yard field goal by Jamie Nunez. There's the kick. It's going to go near the end zone, but it'll be caught at the 2 by T.J. Warren. 15, 20, trying to get to that sideline and stumbles out of bounds at the 28. And we're not the only thing going on tonight. The Atlanta Braves have a 2-1 lead over the L.A. Dodgers after the end of 6 innings over at Turner Field.
Yeah, they're looking to bounce back after that.
Yeah,
the game, that was not an impressive showing by Atlanta.
No, we got a flag down. Yeah, I went to that ball game. A friend of mine from CNN, Mike Forker. We made the trip. We kind of hung out in the concourse, and it was Chris Medlin started off strong. He struck out the side in the first. But then the Dodgers got pairs of runs in the second and third, and the offense, Clayton Kershaw, was just
it was the little things, too, John, that did the Braves in last night. 15 times they struck out.
Yep.
A couple of defensive meltdowns. But I think that, in the best of series, that's what you have a chance to work those kinks out.
Adrian Gonzalez had a 2-run homer in that last night. It's 1st and 10. That's one of the many things we'll be checking in on here tonight. Keep you updated in the world of sports here in the Atlanta area. Timeout, Rockdale County. It will be their second. They have one more with 8:54 on the clock. The other major league scores, Pittsburgh even their series with St. Louis, a 7-1 victory from the Pirates. And the Red Sox took a control of their series, a 12-2 victory over Tampa. So that's what's going on here. We've also got some college scores. Games going on a little bit later on tonight, so we'll be giving you that as well. UCLA victors over Utah from late last night, 34-27.
Watch that UCLA football team, John. They are going to be sleepers in that Pac-12.
Well, we're updating the scoreboard. It's Lowndes 14, Brunswick nothing. That's in the second quarter. McEachern tied their game with Campbell. It's all squared at 14. Newton and Alcovey, no score. Other games around the network. Clark Central and Salem. Salem up 9-0 over the Gladiators. Winder Barrow 7, Heritage Conyers 3. Zuri Minifield's got to move the football, so he'll overload the near side. Ball in the 19. He's going to take it down and run. He'll get 1 or 2.
There's not any room for Minifield to run, and they know, and the Lovejoy defense knows, John, listen, we have to stay in the box, at least keep 1 or 2 on him, and that's what they've been able to do. This is a great defensive effort here by the Wildcats.
Horatio Brown on the stop. 2nd and 9 at the 20. 8:30 and counting here in the second quarter. We'll be listening into the marching bands from both teams at halftime. And we'll get you caught up on all the scores here. Again, you can go to the Friday Night Football show with Scott Janovitz and Joel Hillsman from our network control. And then get back here at about 25 minutes after that for the second half of action. It's 2nd and 9. Minifield does a nice misdirection, faked everybody out, but you'd think Tajee Steele would be able to get to that side. He can't. He'll cross the 20 and maybe the 21. It'll be 3rd and long.
Warren threw a block, and with the block that he threw, ran into the man. It's a steal. So Steele was able to get taken down. Warren was looking for him to go outside of the block. He cut inside instead. There's been a lot of miscommunication in this game here about the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Rockdale, their players are not on the same page.
Not in sync right now.
And that's what Vincent Elder is going to have to work on if he can keep this game 10-0 and get it to halftime. But they're going to have to get first downs to move it.
Good defense.
That was a good defense. Not sure how Minifield was able to get that ball away. He had Horatio Brown all over him. He kind of got it around him and couldn't get it to the intended target. Looks like he was looking for McLaughlin. 4th down, punting situation again. Devin Dawkins. Back deep.
This Lovejoy team, field position right now is the key thing that I'm seeing is playing a difference in this game here.
Here's the kick. They rushed a lot, but he's able to get it away. Preston's going to let it bounce. He's going to have to try. He was trying to grab it in stride, but he had Lovejoy players. He had Rockdale players right behind him, and Contavious Preston is just waiting for him to grab it. He slammed him down, and looks like Williams has about a couple inches on Preston, but he was couldn't elude from the grab. It'll be from where he first tied him up, and it'll be about the 38.
Not a good decision there by Williams to pick it up.
He was trying to do that. He was trying to do what he did against Druid Hills. Get that ball in stride and try to show everybody what he can do.
Ball took a funny hop on him.
Yep, and he stayed with it.
Yeah.
And the most important part when you do that is not have it glance off of you.
Absolutely.
Because that could provide a turnover back to Rockdale. But anyway, Lovejoy does get it. They'll keep it on the ground to Kirkland. And Kirkland crossed the 40 to the 42-43.
Chang made a great tackle there. Malachi Chang Smith, he made a great tackle, stayed with his man. And we talked about him earlier. His ability to be able to play like a strong safety linebacker position. Run-stopping specialist there.
It'll be 2nd down, and they call it 7. We haven't seen Kirkland since the game's first series. And he's back in the ball game. They go 2 to the near, 1 to the far, ball on the far hash. Keep it to Kirkland. He's got room to the 45. Lunges for the first down. He's short by about 2 yards. Good tackle by Preston. He's had a great defensive game, and he's a little slow to get up.
Like he got his head rattled there, going down.
But he's going to stay in the ball game because he's been their most reliable defender. 3rd and about 3, 6:05 left until halftime. Lovejoy up by a dime. Right now they're just keeping the ball on the ground. They started this game, and after a 7-play drive, we were shown why Preston Williams is as highly thought of as he is. And with more runs like that by Jeremiah Kirkland, he'll be thought of highly too.
Well, he better be. 6'1", 205 senior.
Yeah, that was Brandon Harris bringing him down. That's good enough to move the chains into Rockdale territory at the 46.
Now they're going to switch Williams to the near side.
Now they'll put him against Peters. There's that triangle formation. They'll keep it to Kirkland. A lot of room. 40. 30, tries to jut to the sideline, gets out of that tackle. Almost got out of the tackle. Down at the 25. That was a good first down play, but a good tackle. Saved the touchdown. And it looked like that was Anthony Davis, number 21.
They're running it out of that little triangle formation in the back, John.
Well, now they move Preston back to the far side. And they'll bring in Malik Root, who's only 5'7". And if this roster is right, he's a freshman. They put him up against Peters. He's a shrimp.
Yeah.
Kirkland to the 20, down to the 19.
Those little guys are the most dangerous on the field. So low to the ground. It's hard to see them, and they have better vision than anybody on the field.
It's 2nd down and 5. Lovejoy moving the football methodically.
They're running the clock too, John. I like that.
Yes. And Rockdale only has the 1 timeout left. Al Hughes is all 3 for his team. Kirkland, a lot of room off that far side. And he'll be pushed out of bounds at his forward progress will be stopped. Maybe a yard. The official's setting up right there, but I don't think he got it. I think he's going to be short by about a yard. It'll be 3rd and a long 1. I don't think Khalil Rogers has attempted to pass this drive.
Yeah, he hasn't. It's just been all run. Looks like it's been all Kirkland.
Yeah, I think it has. Well, we got a timeout on the field. Rockdale takes their final one with 4:04 to go. Lovejoy up 10-0. We're not the only ones here covering this matchup. From 11 Alive, Fred Khalil is here. Talked with him a little bit. I've known Fred for a long time here. He goes to my church. A couple years ago, Fred got me like a field pass for the Atlanta Braves. Oh, wow. So I was able to go into their dugout, went to the press box, went to the press luncheon area. It was kind of cool. And I came down and my seat was, I guess, in the Atlanta Braves VIP section, which is the first couple of rows from the top on that lower level behind home plate. And I'm sitting there, and there's a guy to my left, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, no, it can't be who I think it is. Yeah. He was on his smartphone the whole game. No, that can't be who I think it is. But a couple people came down. They asked me to take a picture of him with these two girls, and it was who I thought it was. It was the actor Stephen Collins.
Oh wow!
So he and I, it was the Mets. The Mets were in town. We talked about the Mets-Braves rivalry nationally. We talked baseball for about 40 minutes.
Wow!
So he was in town. Yeah, he was in town filming the Three Stooges movie. But I was like, man, I was like, man, that can't be him. But sure enough, it was. Jeremiah Kirkland dive for the first down.
It looks like he got it there. It looked like he got to about the 14.
Yeah, he needed one. He'll get a couple more beyond that, and he'll get it to the 12. They'll start the clock as they stopped it temporarily to put the chains down. 3:49 to go. Rockdale out of timeouts. They're down by 10. There's that's the diamond formation that we were talking about, and Tilly will take it off of it to the 10. Again, a very sustained drive. They got, I think Lovejoy got this ball, started it in short field position with about 6 minutes left. Since then, they've taken almost half of it off the clock. And they're still going, 2nd and 9. Now that Rockdale cannot stop the clock, they can probably keep it to maybe 2 minutes or even 1 minute on this series of downs. It's second and 9 from the 10. Now, this is the first time shotgun, but they will keep it on the end around, but they know that play's coming. As Tilly was stopped by Robert McCray.
He was right there on the edge, John.
That's going to back him up to about the 16 with 2:50 to go. Now they're going to have to pass.
Yeah, you got a one-on-one coverage at the top.
2:40 remaining.
Preston Williams is at the top.
And they bring Michael Harley in at the bottom. He's a 5'11 freshman.
This is a dream matchup for Lovejoy. I go with it here.
Trips to the top, and that's where he's going. Williams on a crosser. It was short, underthrown.
No, and I don't think that was the best throw. I would go up top. Go with the fade route there. Make him go and get it. He can go up in the edge, 6'5".
Well, Nunez will be back out to attempt a field goal. He already hit from 35 out. This one will be a little shorter. This one will be about a 33-yarder, but he's coming straight at it with 2:22 remaining.
And this Nunez kid, he has a leg on him. I saw him in pregame earlier.
Yeah, he's listed as 5'9", listed as 195, and that's on the short side. And that one's through. With 2:17 to go, Lovejoy increases their lead over Rockdale County. It's 13-0 here on RCA Rockdale County Game of the Week.
Rockdale County is still in it.
Oh, no question, they're still in there. And they're happy to be only giving up field goals.
Yeah.
But at some point, your offense has to get moving.
That's right. And Lovejoy just cannot capitalize on those plays, or those third down plays to Williams. Really not the best passes in the world that Rogers could have thrown them.
So it's 13-0 favor of Lovejoy. With a victory, the winner of this game will go to 2-0 in the region and have the inside track for that number 1 seed. I mean, it's a 17 region. You're going to have 6 region games. So it is possible, as Lovejoy proved last season, to get in with a 500. As Rockdale proved last season, it's possible to get in with a 500 record.
That's right.
And this Lovejoy from Region 2. And this will be interesting. I mean, we're pretty much at the start of this, even though we're still early on in the region schedule, as that kick is short, goes through the legs. I think went cleanly through the legs. They're going to have to get it but he still picks it up at the 2 and the 5. It bucknered him. I want to say it went right through. Didn't glance off of him at all.
It did.
I think, like I said, it just bucknered him.
Yeah, it did.
And T.J. Warren was able to grab it.
But John,
and get it to the 10.
Picking that up, he almost ran that back because when you have fumbles like that, when you have muff snaps and muff punts, it normally takes the defense and the return or the kicking team out of their lanes. So they were clearly out of their lanes there.
It's never too, even though we are just starting the region schedule, it's never too early to look ahead for playoffs.
No, it's not.
And Region 2 will face Region 4 in the first round. That's McEachern, that's Hillgrove, North Cobb.
Good luck.
Yeah, so that's going to.
Region 2.
Yeah, so that's going to be. So Lovejoy, or whoever gets the one seed will get the 4 seed on that one. Keeping the ball on the ground. Nice moves to the 25-30s. It gets an open traffic. Down to the 40 and the 45. A great play by Keyshawn Thomas.
That was the best play of the day for me, John. For Rockdale County especially. I mean, everything worked right there. The offensive line blocked. They had a seal open on that right side. Very impressive run there. He almost broke that thing.
To the 43-yard line. A good 34-yard run by Keyshawn Thomas. But now they got to run the 2-minute offense. Keeping it on the ground, but that's Thomas, no. Randy Anyanwu, we heard him in the first couple of plays, and he makes his presence known that one. Interesting call for Lovejoy, calling a timeout with 1:43 remaining.
I think they got a little happy there.
Yeah, maybe they think they're going to try to get some time on the clock with the ball back. Check some scores. Gainesville's increased their lead over Cedar Shoals 21-0. It's still Salem 9-0 over Clark. And Winder Barrow 7-3 over Heritage of Conyers. In this region, Region 2, Newton and Alcovey, no score. Campbell 21, McEachern 14. Campbell Spartans taking it to number 2 ranked McEachern. Hillgrove 21-0 over Pebblebrook. Kenneth Harrison 7-0 over Kennesaw Mountain. And here's another little bit of an upset brewing. South Cobb's got a 10-0 lead over North Cobb. That's still early in that one, second quarter. Lassiter and Walton, which you can watch on Georgia Public Broadcasting, that's their game of the week. They have a 7-7. They're tied in the second. It's Roswell 21, Wheeler 13. That's in the second. Roswell Hornets trying to come back. That program's been down for the last couple of seasons. Peachtree Ridge has a 7-6 lead over Collins Hill. Battle of Unbeatens over there at Collins Hill. North Gwinnett 17, Duluth 10. Norcross up at Habersham County. They got a 7-3 lead over Habersham Central. And in the Battle of Creeks, Mill and Meadow, no surprise, Mill on top 20-0. Second and 13 at the 40. They still go I backfield, one to the far side. Keyshawn Thomas, nothing there. He's going to reverse direction. Great block by Minifield. 40, 50. This will be a first down. He cuts inside to stay in bounds. And we got a flag afterwards. That was a good tackle by Montrell Custis.
And I'm afraid that may have been a block in the back there. Let's see. Hopefully I'm wrong about that.
And this is going to put some more yards on the end of that play. We got 1:31 on the clock. And Robert McCray is hurt. He will come off, stumble out of bounds. The trainers are going to attend to him. He's doubled over. Now he'll get to his feet. Looks like it is his left leg as he gets back to the trainer table. We'll update his stats. And
now the run game, John, is really starting to come alive here for this Bulldog football team. The offensive line is really starting to come alive, which is very important.
Ball is placed on the other side of the 25 after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty assessed against Lovejoy. Rockdale will get the ball back to start the second half. 1:18 to go. They're going to throw it on a post route and underthrow him.
Good coverage. Oh, I don't know about that one.
Well, let's see who this flag will be on. Will it be on Terrell McLaughlin or Jamarian Beasley? Is that 14? No, I'm sorry, that's 24. That's Tyson Bettis out there.
I thought he played great coverage, unless he was holding him. But remember, he never turned around.
No, he never turned around, but the pass was underthrown. It is going to be pass interference on Bettis. And Bettis never knew that ball was coming.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't know that ball was underthrown because that hit in his back. If he had turned around and saw that, that's six the other way.
You're right.
2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against Lovejoy puts Rockdale in prime position to get on the scoreboard.
And they're going to almost always call that a pass interference. And all he had to do was just glance back at the ball and see where the ball was. He would have gotten away with it. I thought it was great coverage.
Well, it's going to be put at the 13, so I guess they're going to go half the distance. I formation, 2 to the near side. Let's see if they run a counter to the other side. Nope, they're going to go up the middle. Keyshawn Thomas will pass the 10 to about the 8. Second down with 1 minute even up left in the half. Rockdale wants to get some points here. They're going to have to hurry.
Yeah, and the fans are getting really restless with this team. Telling them they need to run this. They need to hurry up here.
And Al Hughes bails him out again by calling a timeout.
Yeah.
That's twice this drive he's called timeouts.
Yeah. You don't like to do that, John. Not in the same drive. You don't want to call your timeouts in one drive. And that was their last.
No, they got one more.
Still have one.
They got one more.
They got one left.
And like I said, he bailed out Rockdale twice.
Yes.
I mean, they would have either gotten delay game penalty. They were out of timeout, so if they tried to call one, it would have been a penalty. You would let them. You see that they're in such disarray. You let them stay that way, and you're able to keep them off the scoreboard going into the break. So
and they've been that way all game, John. If you can agree with me on that one, they've been in disarray.
Yes, but unfortunately for them, Lovejoy has been giving them a helping hand this drive.
That's right.
The 2 unsportsmanlike conduct, the 1 unsportsmanlike conduct, the pass interference over there.
Now I didn't see the unsportsmanlike conduct. Let's see where it came from. The interference, though, that interference could have been a no call. But of course, they're not going to call that unless you turn your head.
He had to turn his head, and if he had turned his head, he would have intercepted it.
Yeah.
So that's really adding insult to injury.
Yeah.
Well, now hopefully Rockdale's got everything together. They go 3 to the far side.
Now watch the fade on the outside. 2 minute fields left.
Well, I was going to say watch the naked bootleg, but it's a crosser.
You got to make that catch, young man.
Yep. And Tajay Steele wants the flag there.
It was good coverage.
Yeah, he's not going to get it. I want to say that was Chris Brown over him, but it might have been Chris Ellis. Clock stops with 44 seconds to go, 3rd down.
This is key here. And remember, they're not in the middle of the field. And we talked about this a couple of weeks ago when you angle, especially in high school and college ball, because the hash marks are so wide.
Well, is it just me, or are these uprights like sawed-off uprights?
Yes. Yeah. When I first came here and I looked at the field and I scanned the field, it's not your traditional upright.
No, they're not. They're half rights.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks.
Yeah, I guess that's what you could call them. Is that what they look like? My goodness.
Well, penalty flag against Rockdale for I guess a illegal motion, lining up in there. Maybe that was the too much time. That's going to back him up 5 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 12. Again, they have been out of sync. No one has been on the same. They're reading from completely different playbooks.
And they've had 2 big runs here on 1st and 2nd down. The offensive line has done a pretty good job here. And here we go again. And
Minifield keeps.
he's
All right, I know he's still coming back. He's talking to his coach. And you'd think that you have had plenty of practice, plenty of season.
And that could be a case of lack of game planning. Or on Minifield's behalf. It could be on the coach's behalf as well.
Now, they've been able to get some gash for several good runs, one good pass play, but Lovejoy has been assisting them immeasurably. High snap, Minifield. Throws it on another crossing and too high. Too high for Terrell for McLaughlin.
You know, John, I don't think that ball was too high. McLaughlin did not jump for that ball.
No, he didn't.
If he jumped for it, I think he scores.
So this will set up a field. They're going to have no choice but to try a field goal here.
And Minifield, he's frustrated. You can tell he is. Looked like he might be banged up a little bit.
This will be a 32-yard attempt for Dawkins on the right side. He's going to have to angle this. But he's far enough back so he doesn't have to really put too much English on it. And there's the kick. That thing's got a curve. And he got it. He got the curve. He got that. Actually, what he did, he kind of pulled a fade on it is really what he did. 30.6 seconds to go on the 32-yard field goal by Devon Dawkins, and Rockdale gets on the scoreboard. It is 13-3 here from Reed Stadium at Rockdale County High School. And Rockdale lucky to get the 3 points. They'll take it. But they're going to go into the locker room thinking, we should have had 7.
Yeah.
Lovejoy will have about 30 seconds to do things with it. I don't think we're going to get too much of a high kick here. Probably just a squibber through the middle of the field.
So with that offense, that high-potent offense, they could be able to at least get down and let Nunez, who has a tremendous leg, he can get them till about the 35. I think the kid can kick from 50.
And another getting back to Dawkins for a second.
Yeah.
He's a left-footed kicker.
Yeah.
And that is a tough angle for a left-footed kicker.
That is real tough for a left-footed kicker. And I'm left-handed, and it looked tough to me.
Yeah. But he was able to start it to the far side and to the left of the post and bring it in. Ball will hit on the 17, 18, and diving for it is Dorico Tilley. And that's where Lovejoy will take over with 30 seconds to go. They have one timeout. And question is, will Al Hughes just take a couple of knees to get us into the break? I want to say he's going to take one deep shot.
They have no timeouts left?
They have no timeouts left. Well, the Lovejoy...
Yeah.
Well, Rockdale's got no timeouts. Lovejoy's got one. Now the Lovejoy coaches to our left are decamping. They're heading down to the locker room.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna spike this.
Yeah, they're going to victory formation this one. Or halftime victory formation it. And we'll be taking into halftime. All right, we're going to be listening to the marching bands, and then in about 15, 20 minutes, we'll be back with first half analyses and second half insights. So you can stay here, watch the marching bands, or you can check out another Rockdale County RCA stream, or you can go to the Friday Night Football Show hosted by Joel Hillsman and Scott Janovitz. Either way, I hope you see it. I hope you're back with us in about 23 minutes for the second half of this one. At halftime, it's Lovejoy 13, Rockdale 3. We'll be right back with halftime here. It's the Rockdale Career Academy, Rockdale County Game of the Week, powered by NFHS and Play On Sports. Well, I hope you enjoyed the performances by the two marching bands here tonight. The Rockdale County going last, Lovejoy going first. Both teams' marching bands are clearing the fields right now, and both teams are out there getting ready to. They're going through their final motions, and we'll have football in about 5 more minutes. It's Rockdale County behind Lovejoy by a score of 13-3. And unfortunately for Coach Vincent Elder, it looks like the cycle is continuing. On odd number games for Rockdale, their offense explodes. Even number, they have trouble scoring points, and that's proved to be the case here tonight.
And the thing about what's wrong with Rockdale is the miscommunication. They're just not on the same page. But oftentimes, John, and we've said this numerous times, where there's a team that is outplaying you clearly, and you're still in the game. This time it's Rockdale County. The Lovejoy has had an opportunity to put this game away easily. They did get a 58-yard touchdown reception from Rogers to Williams on the opening drive of the game. But since then, they've only been able to muster 2 field goals. But Minifield and the coaching staff, they have to get back on the same page. They're really clearly not on the same page right now, but they have room. It's only 13-3. You're only down 2 scores. It could be a lot worse.
Exactly. You mentioned that first drive after 7 plays. 7th play of the ball game, we thought we were going to have a track meet. Preston Williams, we talked about him in the open and all through this game. He's only a junior. He's one of 11 juniors in the state to have a scholarship commitment. He is going to Tennessee, and he showed why. Butch Jones, who first year at Tennessee after a successful stint at Cincinnati, why he's high on him. Caught it 58 yards. It was a great bobble, stayed with it, and was able to explode to the end zone. And we thought this might just be a big Rockdale County track meet, Lovejoy track meet, but that proved not to be the case. They haven't. A lot of drives for the Wildcats have stalled. They got 2 field goals in the second quarter at the 9-minute and 6-second mark, and later at the 2-minute 17-second mark, a 35 and a 33-yard field goal respectively by place kicker Jamie Nunez. That made it 13-0. Then right at the end of the half, Rockdale drove the length of the field. They had 2 good plays, a good running play that by Kajan Thomas broke off some yards, but they were helped immensely by 2 Lovejoy penalties, one for a block in the back, the other one for a pass interference. Made it first and put it down to the 13, but they could not convert from them. As you mentioned, Daniel, the miscommunications hurt them. They finally had to settle for a 32-yard field goal by Devin Dawkins with 30 seconds remaining, and that made it 13-3, which is where we stand right now. And Rockdale County will receive the football to start the second half, so they're just going to try to keep going with what plays worked in the end of that second quarter. And for Lovejoy, they just have to stop making bad penalties.
They do, and that was what killed them and was able to get Rockdale County on the board with a field goal here. You know what I would like to see out of either team, John, and I'm afraid we're going to see this. Mind you, nobody's turned the ball over here. I believe that in the second half, somebody's going to force a turnover, and it's going to be a key stop and a key turnover in the game. I would like to see which defense will be able to step up and make that adjustment and make that happen. And as for Lovejoy, you go back to it, that potent offense, they looked great, but they got down into the red zone and they just could not capitalize on the 2 field goals. They tried twice on 3rd down to hit Williams. Rogers is just not hitting them. Just not hitting the targets like he should. No,
I remember one throw was vastly underthrown at about the 2 or 3 yard line on that last drive. Well, we're about ready to go for the second half here on our Rockdale Career Academy Rockdale County Game of the Week. Hope you were able to check out some of the other streams from the other Rockdale Career Academy games going on all around the state of Georgia. We're talking specifically about the Clark Central-Salem matchup. Clark Central, the Gladiators visiting Salem. Salem up 9-0 over Clark Central. That is in the second. And at the half, Heritage of Conyers got a touchdown. They're leading Winder Barrow by a score of 10-7. Well, Jamie Nunez is about ready. He'll kick it away. Back deep for the Bulldogs. We got T.J. Warren. He's at the bottom of your screen. And at the top, on that far side is, I want to say that's Robert McCray. Well, they tee it up. Nunez is ready. He comes through, and we're underway. That's a low kick, and that's going to go through Tajee Steele. That's who that was, and it goes out of bounds. And Rockdale will take over 1st and 10 at the 20.
Now, you know, John, we failed to mention here, that Rockdale County got some very impressive runs to end the first half. And I believe it was Steele who got those runs, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yes.
I think it was Steele. Steele got 2 big runs, and you had the personal foul penalty called against Lovejoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had great momentum going into the half. They only converted on 3, but let's see if they can get it in the end zone here and try to knock this lead down.
We got a flag down early before they even bothered to set up, and it's against Rockdale. Well, they didn't even bother setting up before the penalty came in.
What's the penalty?
I'm not sure. 12 men on the field. I don't either. Sideline infraction. I don't know what I couldn't tell you.
You just cannot come out like that in the second half.
Well, it's more miscommunication, more disarray that plagued the Bulldogs in that first half. Minifield had time, flushed. He's got a lot of room. 20, 25, 30, first down, and he's out at the 35. Good tackle by Josh Smith. And great presence of mind on that 1st and 15. He saw the room, backed about the 10, and was able to get that first down.
Boy, you see Minifield, a little gimpy there, headed back to the huddle. Still going to stick it out here. That was a great run, though.
I'm not sure who Rockdale County has left to play quarterback after Minifield.
Not sure neither.
Because I don't think they used the backup quarterback in that other game we called against Heritage 3 weeks ago.
They did. Minifield played the entire way.
Well, he is limping just a wee bit as he goes under center for an I backfield. Probably will not do that again. Kajine Thomas to the 40. 2nd and 5.
And I think Thomas may have ripped out one of those runs at the end of the
first. He did. Yeah. He got that first big run to start the drive.
He did. Absolutely.
2nd and 5 from the 40. Rockdale trying to move the football. They did it in that last drive. Now they're trying to rediscover the magic. Here in the first drive of the second half, they're down by 10 points, 13-3. Winner will take a 2-0 region lead. And it's 7 teams in this region, so we've got a rotating bye. And Morrow draws the short stick this week. Thomas still on his feet to midfield. Good play backing it up. Tyson Bettis prevents a touchdown.
You see the momentum starting to shift Rockdale County's way. They did start off the drive a little awkward with the flag, but they have responded to that real quick.
Well, 3 plays have moved it about 35 yards. 1st and 10, ball is exactly at midfield. Rockdale will put one to the near side, I backfield. Again, Lovejoy is going to bring in 2 of their corners, make it about a 5-4. They usually like to play that 5-2-4, but I was so busy watching the corners that we saw the rest of the line move, and I think this is going to be Rockdale drawing them off, and the officials are going to agree.
I thought that could have went either way.
Well, the Bulldogs, it is Lovejoy. It is going to be against Lovejoy.
Young will look like he jumped there.
Julian McKnight will be clapping. He was the one who kind of saw the right way. But it was funny because Rockdale kind of went the other way like it was against them. They kind of thought it was. 10:44 on the clock as it starts moving again. Lovejoy up by 10. This is Terrell McLaughlin at the bottom of your screen. And the official's got to pick his flag back up. Now he puts it in. And we're ready to go. Minifield has been under center with the exception of that first play of the drive. He's just going to hand it off to Kajine Thomas. And that's going to get a couple on the 1st and short, maybe 2 to the 43. And looks like as Minifield walks over to talk to his coach, Vincent Elder, it looks like that limp is gone.
Yeah, it looks like just a little bit. I think he had to get a couple of runs going there just to kind of get him recharged and reset, just to walk that off a bit.
Well, I doubt if he's going to be, if he'll be prone to taking it off and running with it like he did on that 1st and 15 back at the 15 where he got 20 yards and the first.
Now, after this play, John, I'll explain what I like, what I'm seeing here from Rockdale County.
Well, with the exception of that first play, he's been under center the whole drive. And this is a different look. Usually we see both teams spread. Kashawn Thomas can't hang on to it. He fumbles it. This is going to be a Lovejoy turnover. Here's Onyanwu. And Onyanwu, and you mentioned turnovers, Daniel. There it is. Onyanwu gets it to the 33.
There's the big turnover there. Thomas was not, I don't know what that was. I don't know if he was not expecting it or what. It was a toss play. We hadn't seen it all game, so he wasn't ready for it. Anyway, we hadn't seen a turnover, John. It was about time that we saw one.
And we do at 9:30 on the clock. Big turnover. And Lovejoy reaching for the dagger here.
I'm going to mention something that I like from Rockdale County. I hope they continue to do it. The receiver gets the play. The quarterback gets it from the receiver. So I'm liking that. I'm liking the communication. But now, let's see what Lovejoy
Rogers will go deep to Williams. He caught it. 10-5. He got in. No. Oh, he stepped out of bounds at the 5.
Oh, my goodness.
He stepped out of bounds at the 5.
You cannot defend that kind of athleticism. That is a catch. And you know, I am a fan of wide receivers. I've coached them, and I've trained some of them. And, man, that was an amazing grab there. It looks like he's gimpy, though.
Yeah,
he just walked off the field.
Yeah, looks like it. Preston Williams off the field. Could not convert the touchdown. He dived for the end zone. The ref for the side judge says he stepped out the 5.
That is an amazing catch by an amazing player.
Now it's Lovejoy's turn to bobble the snap. Good job, Rogers, falling on it before the backfield can get there. Preston, Cathone Robinson, number 45. And I also see Sean Muir, number 19. That's a Brandon Harris.
Well, John, it's not raining outside. You know, the field may be a little moist. I'm not sure.
Well, like I said, we've had beautiful conditions here tonight. Temperature mid-80s. It was 86 when we kicked off, so it's probably around 80 now. Kirkland, but they're going to blow the play dead. Somebody moved, and that was Preston just torpedoing Kirkland.
He did. He did. Well, he sent the message there. It's not going to count, but he sent a huge message.
And Kirkland is going to come back off, and here comes Preston Williams, number 11. He'll come in.
May have had a leg cramp there.
Yeah, maybe. And Michael Harley.
And they're going back again. Oftentimes we've seen this. We've seen this on many occasions.
Now Lovejoy shooting themselves in the foot. It'll be back to the 20. It'll be 2nd and goal. Again, this drive or this series of plays started at the 5. There was the bad snap and then the procedure penalty pushes it to the 20. Rogers, he's got Williams on the near side. Now he's going to dump it out through the hands of DeRico Tilley.
Yeah, Tilley was looking upfield there.
He did not expect that ball because it was right at him.
Yeah.
It was right at him, and he just couldn't hang on to it.
And he had a lane, too.
And it'll be 3rd down.
And with Tilley's speed, he could have easily gotten to the end zone with that one.
This will be, if this play doesn't do much, right now I guess it would be about a 40-yard field goal for Nunez.
Number 21, it would be about a 38. Yeah. 38 to 40.
They go 3 to the far side. That's where he's looking, but he should have been looking at his blind side. Malachi Chang Smith. You mentioned him toward the end on their last drive, Lovejoy's last drive. He burst through, got that sack, untouched.
Love their pass rush. I love the way the defensive coordinator comes up with a tremendous pass rush there. That was great. That was tremendous.
Lovejoy loses about 23 yards on that series, and this will be a 46-yard effort for Nunez. I'm sorry, Nunez is built more like a center than he is a kicker.
And
he's
short.
He's also left. Unless I missed my guess, he's also left-footed. He puts it up. It's got to move, and it doesn't. He got it. They got it. Not by much. That's a 46-yard field goal by Nunez, and now we know the extent of his range. Because he did not get that by much.
No, he didn't.
7:37 remaining in the third. Lovejoy extends their lead 16-3.
Wow.
I think we've seen more field goals in this game than we have in the season to date.
Yes, we have. We have.
We've had 4 of them today.
My goodness. Somebody look at that kid.
That was
impressive.
That was, like I said, it just barely got over there.
And I don't know, John. I mean, if anybody would have gotten a piece of that, it wouldn't have made it that far.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say they did, but man, Nunez, wow. That was impressive.
Like I said, now we know he's deadly from 45, and that 45, 46, that is the outset of his range.
But you know, John, I thought that in the first 2 games, in the first half, when he kicked the first 2, I thought he kicked it from his right leg.
Maybe he's a.
He did.
Well, that was
long range. He's left-footed.
Yeah, maybe, but that was a left. He was definitely coming in on the left side. We'll have to. We don't have the benefit of instant replay here, but we'll have to check the archives to see what leg he used for those kicks in the second quarter. Well, that was a lefty, and he backs up to T.J. Warren to his own end zone, and that was a generous spot by the. That was Tajee Steele. I'm sorry, but that was generous. He caught that at the 1, but you can tell he was letting his momentum carry. He wasn't. I mean, the officials, if he was serious about advancing that football, he would have moved it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Wondering why he stopped that play and he started at the 1-yard line. So.
And usually returners don't do that.
No.
They want every chance they can to move the football. Tajee Steele electing to put it at the 20. Zuri Minifield back under center. And even despite the turnover, Rockdale only allows a field goal. Chris Ellis burst through the line.
Yeah.
Usually in high school you operate under the cloak of anonymity, but so far that hasn't been the case today. It's been pretty obvious who the responsible party is.
And then he shot himself in the foot anyway.
After he did it, he did that.
Yeah.
You could have at least said, he drew me off.
I would have been sold on the left guard drawing him offside.
But no, he accepted responsibility there. It's a first and short, and Kajan Thomas will go to the right side, get half the distance.
Now, Thomas, the last time he got the carry, he fumbled. But that's what I like, John. Go back to him. Give him the confidence. Well,
they handed it off directly. Let's see if they try to do a toss to him. Mm-hmm. That was Montrell Custis on the stop. His older brother, Travis Custis, was probably the best running back in Lovejoy recent history. He made All-State last year, along with Alvin Kamara from Norcross, and now he is at Georgia Tech.
We saw a lot of Kamara at Norcross last season.
Yeah, that's probably the other running back in that group. That 3 better ones was Tyron Jones, but Custis was kind of the forgotten one in that group. But he put up a quiet, solid season for Lovejoy. And another rush for Kajan Thomas. He'll get it to the 28-29. This is going to be close, but I want to say it's a yard short. We got 6:40 on the clock. It's 16-3, favor of the Lovejoy Wildcats. Tyron Jones and Alvin Kamara, of course, at Alabama right now, where they are pretty much holding the clipboard.
Yeah. Saban's going to have something for him in the upcoming future.
Yep.
Saban and company plays Georgia State.
Georgia State, exactly. Dave Cohen will be on the call from Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa with that one at 12:21 tomorrow. 3rd and short. This is just going to be a quarterback sneak from Minifield.
I don't know.
No, I'm looking up at the referee at the top of the screen, and he gave a generous spot on that.
He did.
And they'll be at the 31, 1st and 10.
Well, it was just score at first. I really think that Rockdale County needs to get in the end zone, and it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
The way that their offense is played today is not so impressive.
Well, they just can't keep settling for field goals.
No, they can't.
We are past the halfway juncture of the 3rd quarter. So we got about 18 minutes of football left to play here.
Lovejoy is just in full control of this game right now after the turnover. And then they get the third field goal from Nunez.
They're trying to guess the count is what they're trying to do. Kajan Thomas to the 29-28.
They did a great job getting in the backfield, though.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to guess the snap count.
And that's why they've been outside.
Yeah, because a lot of times they've guessed wrong, but they're still going at it. They're still taking chances. They're still guessing. They haven't changed their style.
Something you don't want to do in football. You never change for anybody.
2nd and 11. They lose 1 back to the 29. Clock goes. It's going to become an issue pretty soon. We got about 5:08 to go. Again, they really haven't thrown the ball this half. Alcovy's taken a 14-0 lead over Newton. Now they're going to stop play. One looks like another procedure penalty against Rockdale.
Delay of game again.
Keeping track of that, McEachern. Campbell up by 7 at the half, 28-21. McEachern ranked 2nd in the state. And
is that at McEachern?
That is at Campbell.
Oh, that's at Campbell. Oh, it's a tough road test there.
And speaking of road test, North Gwinnett, the number 1 team that has just become everyone's consensus to be in that state title matchup.
Yeah.
They are 17. They're in a dogfight at the Loop. It's 17-13 favor of North Gwinnett, but at the half, it's only a 4-point game. 2nd down, Minifield. He's in shotgun, which he hasn't been. He's going to take off, and he is going to angle for the sidelines, and he's pushed out to 33. Dangerous play, especially because he was heading pell-mell toward that sideline, and he had to jump the training bench.
And then landed on one foot.
Yes,
on the foot that's been bothering him, on the foot or the leg that's been bothering him.
And it looked like to me, and maybe his prior performance is sitting in my mind, that he wasn't going with much acceleration on that.
No, he wasn't. It looked like he struggled to get to that sideline there. And we hope he's okay.
That was Josh Smith, who did a good job. He didn't go after him. He just pushed him further out of bounds.
And I noticed something. When they come off wide, when they come off the line, when a young one is coming off the line of scrimmage, there's a lane open for Minifield to run.
It's 3rd and 6 from the 34. And
they just came.
We got a two-pronged blitz. Mike Jones, number 60, and Darian Conley, number 52.
It was a straight line. It was just a straight 5-man rush. They play a 5-2. It was a straight 5-man rush. Was it Jones that was there first?
Yeah, I think so. Number 60, Mike Jones, and I know Conley was there too to finish him off. Ball marked at the 27. Punting situation for Dawkins.
Yeah, Minifield had no shot there. The offensive line just got beat by a very good play call. And oh boy, our best friend is back there returning.
Preston Williams back at about his own 46. He takes it down. This is going to be a fake. I don't think this was drawn up as a fake.
No, it wasn't.
And he's thrown out of bounds at the 35. It was a bad snap and a hard rush that caused him to take it down. That was DeJarius Hutcherson, number 29, who threw him out of bounds at the 36. That was not drawn up as a fake.
And number 21, Montrell
Custis.
Yeah, he came off the end and was untouched and could have gotten there and blocked that kick.
Well, it was a nice heads-up play to not kick the ball.
Well, this Lovejoy team is making some plays defensively and special teams-wise.
3:55, ball at the 35. Lovejoy hasn't started the half on Rockdale side on their own side of the field. Here's Tilley. Tilley's got a lane, flag down, 30 to the 25. I want to say holding, maybe blocking the back.
I think it's Brown. I think it's Justin Brown, number 75.
It is holding, yep.
Yeah.
Justin Brown, a 6'3", 320-pound senior. I want to tell you, Lovejoy's got some beef on the line.
They do.
I mean, 320 for Brown.
310 for their center, Randy Robbins.
Torian Bell is 310.
Yeah.
Ball is back to the 45. Ruwan Akintoye is the shrimp on the line. He's 260.
260.
Looks like that's Randy Robinson, the center, is 305. Conley's 245.
45. He's probably a solid 245.
Yep. They go to that triangle backfield. And they're Tilly is met hard. And that is number 50. That's Dennis Logan. Tell you who we haven't called. We haven't called Julian McKnight at all.
Actually, that was 53. That was Anderson.
Oh, is it Taylor Anderson?
Yeah,
okay.
Anderson. Yeah, you're right, John. We haven't. Julian McKnight has been very quiet tonight. You know, he made a big splash in that 9-7 victory over there at Heritage High School 3 weeks ago.
3:05 to go. His ball is now back to the 48. It will be 47, second and 13. And this is the Rockdale defense we've heard so much about in that Heritage matchup. Quick throw on a 3-step jump. That's a dangerous play for Brandon Williams. Ducking under a diving Malachi Chang Smith. It's caught, though. And it's at the 38. 39. I'm sorry, that was second. They have to get to the 25. That was about a second and 20 play. Second about 22. Now it brings up 3rd and 14. Three to the top. Let's see if that's where Rogers looks. He throws it over the middle. He throws that away. I don't know if he expected Morris to go deep or if he was just tossing it away to bring up 4th down. And at least if you're back up this far, you've got some room to work with for your punter. As Nunez comes on out. This is a little interesting. Nunez and Morris, both Morris is a junior, Nunez is a senior. We've called their name often.
Yeah.
They both have the same number 4.
Yeah.
But while Nunez is listed as 5'9", 195, and Morris is listed 5'11", 190, and that is the left foot.
Right.
And it's going to hit at the 5 and make a beeline for the end zone. My point is you can easily tell the two apart.
Of course.
That's the point I'm trying to make. 2:13 remaining here in quarter number 3. Lovejoy on top, 16-3 in a battle of field goals. And after turning the ball over on downs, Rockdale gets another crack at it, but their offense, they got to get something going here. And its time is rapidly dwindling on the Bulldogs. They'll be in action next week here on RCA. And a big matchup at Luella. Other games on the RCA network, it's going to be Heritage of Conyers at Clark Central. And the game of the week will be Salem at Gainesville. Saw what Deshaun Watson did to Heritage of Conyers last week. We'll see what he does to Salem. On the rollout, a great play from Minifield in traffic. He finds T.J. Warren at the 26.
Minifield is slow getting up. Well,
he got that in heavy. He threw that in heavy traffic. They are blitzed. They are sending the kitchen sink. Al Hughes senses weakness back there.
How in the world did he get that ball?
I'm not sure how he got it to T.J. Warren, but he did. This will be 2nd and 4. And again, we said a little bit earlier, we haven't seen. We don't even know who the backup quarterback for Rockdale is. But at the rate we're going, we're probably going to see him before too much time elapses. I formation. That's on Yanwu.
That was an outstanding play.
And Keyshawn Thomas. Yeah, even though Keyshawn Thomas got it on Yanwu, grabbed him easily.
And, I saw the play from the line of scrimmage. With the 5-2, they can set up and they can make a Yanwu turn into a linebacker, a blitzing linebacker, which he did. He was standing up. He was off the ball immediately. He had the blocker. The fullback was blocking him, but he was able to wrap around the fullback and take the
third. I kind of know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And this is going to be way out there. But if you've listened to me for any length of time, you'll pretty much know where I'm going. Do you suppose Randy Onyanwu's related in any way to Esther Onyanwu, the great Georgia Perimeter College Jaguar women's soccer player?
Yeah, I wonder.
Because they spell it the exact same way.
Yeah. She was tremendous, wasn't she?
Rewrote the Jags record book. Deep out, looking for McLaughlin. Too far for him. Good coverage by Jamarian Beasley.
And that's okay, John. You want to see more than that. You want to see more of that from Minifield.
4th down. Teams just trading punts at this juncture of the game. Let's see if Dawkins can get this out cleanly.
And you're not going to kick the Williams.
Now he's back there. You're going to He's all alone back there. He's setting up at the Rockdale 49. Again, Lovejoy has yet to get the ball on their side of the field this half. Here comes the sink. It's a short kick. Williams catches it at the 47. He's making a beeline to that opposite side, but he still on his feet comes forward. There's a flag. 45-50. He's pushed out.
He was stopped.
He was stopped. Not sure how he got away from Sean Murr, but he did. Got it back across the 50, but let's see what the penalty has to deal with. And it's going to be a block in the back against Lovejoy. So this will probably go, I would say, to the Lovejoy 34 with 17.1 seconds. We have just flown here in this third quarter.
Yeah, a lot of running plays.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
This will probably be the final play of quarter number 3 here as the ball is placed at the 33. 2 to the near side, 1 to the far. And on the far side is Williams, and we're going to get another legal formation before they even bother. We've had more flags before they even get set.
We have.
And that's against Lovejoy.
Wow.
5 more yards to the 32.
Might as well just say first and 15.
Yes. Exactly. Well, they started the clock, and about a second went off of it. Pros hands off, bursting through, slips the tackle. That's Tilley, comes to the near side. And he's met hard at the 35. And that was Preston, I want to say, who almost wrapped him up behind the line of scrimmage. But he still gets a couple, gets the penalty yards back, and maybe 1 or 2 more as time runs out here in the third quarter. We've got 12 more minutes of football left as we go to the final frame. It's Lovejoy 16, Rockdale 3. We'll be right back. It's the Rockdale Career Academy, Rockdale County Game of the Week, powered by NFHS and Play on Sports. Top of the 9th inning over at the Turner Field. Dodgers making a game of it in game 2 of the NLDS. Braves up by a slim run, 4-3. So we'll be updating that contest throughout as we finish up tonight. Here we got 12 minutes of football left. Rockdale County behind Lovejoy, 16-3. And right now Lovejoy's got the ball. They got about a second and a long 8. Probably a 9 yards at around the 34. Winner of this game will go to 2-0 in the region and be on their way to a postseason berth. Tilley is met hard behind the line of scrimmage. Finishing him off is Shaquem Peters, number 5. And at the bottom of the pile is Robert McCray, who came off gimpy at the end of the second quarter. Good to see that he's back in tip-top shape. It's 3rd and 10, and Lovejoy's going to spread the field. 1 to the far side, but that far man is Preston Williams, who's been both great and the GOAT tonight. He's got the only touchdown of the ball game, but he committed a horrible pass interference penalty, which negated a Lovejoy drive, forced him a field goal, and that's where they're going. He's got separation, but pass was too strong. He had room. He had about a couple of steps on Anthony Davis.
Rogers has missed him on maybe 3 or 4 occasions here.
Yeah, he's been the best pass he's caught was that first one for that 58-yard touchdown. He's been underthrown, and that one was overthrown.
What I've noticed about him when I'm sitting here scouting Mr. Williams here, he can run a route better than anybody that I've seen in a long time.
Khalil Rogers, a 6'2", 180-pound junior. This could possibly be his first start of the season. They're going to whistle that play dead as Nunez blasts it into the stratosphere. Again, usually the quarterback is number 13, Quintarius Neely. looks like he was out with an injury.
Yeah.
And that's put Khalil Rogers in the starting role. Legal substitution against Rockdale. So this will give Lovejoy 5 more yards. The backup quarterback is listed as Cameron Hill, he's listed as an athlete. He winds up as a wide receiver primarily. They're still going to kick. As Nunez is back at his 25. He puts a lot. I mean that's just a huge thump when it comes off that foot.
And that was a bigger kick than the last one before they blew the whistle.
Tajee Steele fair catches it at his own 28.
I tell you, he's the MVP of this game for me, Nunez.
Oh yeah, he's got the 3 field goals from 35, 33, and that last one from 46, which somehow got over the crossbar. I'm still not quite sure how it got over.
Yeah, I'm not neither.
Because that thing looked like it was dying, and it just cleared it. Ball at the 28. Like I said, he's had 3 field goals here tonight, and I can pretty much guarantee that for high school, that's the most field goals I've ever had by one person, 3 of them. Usually I'm lucky to get 3 in a season. Timeout called by Rockdale County. They've got 2 left, 11:06 to go. They're down 16-3. Let's check more scores here. Harrison, no problem with Kennesaw Mountain. It's 38-0. McEachern has tied up that matchup with Campbell, 28-28. North Cobb running away from South Cobb, 28-10 in that one. And Hillgrove, no problem with Pebblebrook. It's 28-8 in the third. Cherokee, 21. Woodstock, 7 at the half. And the Battle of Eagles on Region 6. Etowah has a 17-15 lead over Milton. Lassiter and Waltner tied at 14. That is where the GPB crew, John Nelson, Mark Harmon and company, and they got a good one over at Raider Valley. Roswell, 21. Wheeler, 13. That's at the half. Peachtree Ridge, 14. Collins Hill, 12. That's at the half. North Gwinnett getting some separation from Duluth. It's 31-13. Norcross pummeling Hamersham Central, 42-3. And Mill Creek all over Meadow Creek, 33-0. I'll continue scores after this play. Get to probably the most interesting region in the state. Receivers all over the place. Minifield will go down, and he will go down hard. He had no chance. He had no chance on that one. And that looked like, I want to say, 52 or 53. It might be Conley.
Bell. I thought it was 54. All
right, well, 54 is Torian Bell. You're right.
Yeah, I think Bell got there first. And boy, I tell you, that pass rush of Lovejoy, it is really, really it's really taking the life out of Rockdale.
It is second. They lose 6, and it's 2nd and 16.
Yeah.
And again, they're going to spread it out. So apparently, Benson Elber has given Missouri Minifield the passing permission. No more ground attack like we saw in the third and second quarter. Bubble screen tipped, and I think it was tipped, and that's why Tajee Steele had to dive for it. It's third down.
Well, that 5-man pass rush, what it does is it makes it even on the offensive line. So the offensive line has no choice but to go one-on-one with some people. That means it's going to leave a blitzer wide open. And Lovejoy has just been able to capitalize off of it. Now, Rockdale County has put a tight end on the front at times. They're not going to do it now because they have to spread it out and they have to make some plays now.
I guess they're going to call that an incomplete pass because the clock stopped. And Minifield evades the sack, well, temporarily. That's Randy Anyanwu. He held him up. And that allowed 47, Darrell Taylor, it was 43, Horatio Brown to finish him off. And that backs him up past the 15 to around the 13. And it looks like Edgar Carson, the Lovejoy defensive coordinator, just gave free permission for everyone to come forward on that one.
And the offensive line is coming off the sidelines, John. They look gassed.
Preston Williams again. It's a short kick from Dawkins. Williams wants to field it, but it takes a hard bounce. And it hits Anthony Davis, and it's going to be good field position for the Wildcats at the 34. He wanted to field. He really wanted to.
He wants it.
Well, the most interesting region in the state is Region 8 of 6A. And let's go through those scores. Archer still 5-0. They've got a big lead over Shiloh, 42-13. It's South Gwinnett with their 1-4 record, 14-6 over Berkmar. Berkmar 3-1. That's late in the fourth. Decula is beating Brookwood by a score of 21-14, and it's Grayson 20, Central Gwinnett 13. Parkview is off tonight, and that is well, let's talk about this play first. This is number 4. That's Morris to the far side, 30-25, down to the 20. Flag goes, and it was the side judge, and he's looking at Preston Williams, and Preston Williams is not very happy right now. But getting back to that region, I call that the most interesting because the traditional powers, Grayson, Brookwood, Parkview, they're all under 500. They're all under 500 in the region.
I'm stunned at that, too. I am, especially for Parkview and Brookwood. You're talking about two teams of the last 15 years, rather, that have been just the class of Georgia football. And now you see them struggling, and Brookwood has struggled over some years now.
Yeah, but Parkview has been precipitous. They've gone straight off the cliff.
Yeah, they have.
So now you got Archer on top. You got Berkmar. Well, that was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Rockdale. This is going to put the ball to the 10. And with 9:20 to go, 16-3 Lovejoy. If the Wildcats get a touchdown here, this could salt the game away. And our head referee, Frank Reed, talking over to Vincent Elder, calling exactly what trying to get an explanation of exactly what the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty was, and I don't think he's very happy with the explanation he was given.
Yeah, he's not happy.
First and goal at the 10. There's an I backfield, one to the far side, one to the near. They're going to keep it on the ground to Morris. He's spun around at the 10, falls forward to the 8. And it's second down. Second down and goal. Clock will go. And it's kind of Lovejoy's friend right now as they try to get their region lead to 2-0. Be in the driver's seat. Rockdale County still with playoff aspirations. I mean, a 1-1 record will not hurt them.
Yeah, it's still early in the region.
A 500 record will get you in. Morris to the 5, to the 4, to the 3, and he's at the 2.
Morris doing some hard running there.
Hard running there, but he can't break it in. This is going to be third and goal from the 2.
5'11", 180. He is strong.
I think you're right. I think both sides of the Rockdale lines are gassed right now.
They are. Something you don't want to see. I mean, Lovejoy has been beating them up all game.
Well, and it looks like I think they're going to force Al Hughes to take a timeout, and they do. Timeout call with 8:03 remaining. Lovejoy on top, 16-3. Next week, Lovejoy hosting Morrow at 12 Oaks Stadium, part of a 2-game homestand of Morrow and then Luella. Then they go on the road to face Newton and Alcovey, and that will end the Lovejoy season. Again, we've got 3 games next week here on RCA, Rockdale Career Academy. These Rockdale County Bulldogs will be in action as they take on at Luella. Clark Central will be hosting Heritage of Conyers, and the game of the week next week, it's going to be Salem taking on Gainesville. And we'll get to see, as I said, we saw what Deshaun Watson did against Heritage of Conyers.
Looking forward to seeing him.
And we'll see what he can do against Salem. So hopefully you can join us next week for 3 exciting Rockdale County matchups here on RCA, powered by NFHS Network and Play On Sports. Back to live action. It's third and goal at the 2. Both teams with 2 timeouts. Rockdale County's only mustered a field goal, and after the early touchdown from Lovejoy, they've managed 3 field goals. Let's see if they can end the touchdown scheme here, and that play is blown dead. More procedure mistakes for both teams. And I think this one's going to go against Lovejoy. No, it's going to go against Rockdale. Half the distance, so they'll move it from the 2 to the 1. So move it from the 2 to the 1. Really hard to move it any further when you're half the distance, when you're knocking on the door. They go Now watch, well, I think Williams is out of view on your screen. He's at the bottom. He's basically in Newton County now. But they're going to, I think that was a quarterback keeper. And I'm trying to see if Rogers got in. I don't think there has been no indication. Now they're going to go to fourth down. And Rogers could not get through. So it'll be fourth and short. I'd go for it here.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, it's 16-3. A field goal will make it 19-3. You know, Rockdale is already two scores down. And they've been hard pressed to get one score. So we're going to go for it on fourth. Lovejoy. And of course it's blown dead. Legal motion against the Wildcats. That will give Rockdale some room, some breathing room.
That's probably going to bring Nunez out for the field goal now.
I would guess so.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 4th and 6. False start on Lovejoy. Well, Nunez hasn't broken for the field yet. I think they're still going to go for it. And they are. Rockdale wants to make some quick substitutions. If they snap the ball right now, they can flag Rockdale for 12 men on the field, but they're able to get the men off as Keyshawn Thomas got off in time. They're going to lob it to Williams. That's floating through his hands. That was right there for Williams to catch it, but Shaquem Peters provided pretty good coverage, and they're going to go over on downs.
That was the marquee matchup we talked about earlier today. Shaquem Peters, who's just coming back from an ankle injury this week against Preston Williams. I mean, that's the throw you want to make. He just couldn't make it.
Well, and for Rogers, who has been either overthrowing or underthrowing Preston all day, that was right in his chest. It was a perfect throw. So if I'm Rogers, I'm happy with that throw because really the best throw he made to Preston Williams was the first one that caused the 58-yard score with 9:09 left in the first quarter, which has actually been our only touchdown of the ball game.
Yeah.
Now they're going to keep it on the ground to Keyshawn Thomas. He'll stumble his way to the 10.
Man, they need to hurry up here.
Well,
get some points on the board.
And 6:50 and counting. Lovejoy up by 13 points, 16-3. They started out with a 13-0 lead before Rockdale got their first points, a 32-yard field goal by Devin Dawkins. After that touchdown that we've talked about, it's been 3 field goals by Jamie Nunez of Lovejoy, one from 35, one from 33, and then the last one from 46 out. One to the far side and an I backfield. Keyshawn Thomas will go to that far side. There's room for him. 15. And he's close to the first down, but not there. Maybe short by about 2 yards.
Ran a little counter play there.
Yep, it's 3rd and 1 with 6 as they start the clock, and we're exactly halfway home here in our final frame. Rockdale taking their time. Terrell McLaughlin now jogs in. And leaving is Akwesi Minta, who caught a couple of balls in that first half. Hasn't heard too much of him in the second. They're going to line McLaughlin at the far side, but they only need a short play. And, of
course.
That was a procedure penalty. And you're really, at this point of the season, your procedure penalty should be over and done with. But miscommunication has been the hallmark.
You're going to have at least 1 or 2 a game. But man,
But this is excessive.
10. Yeah, it is. We've seen at least 10 from each team.
Yeah, and this is very excessive.
That's big too because now it's 3rd and 6.
Yeah, it looks like 3rd and 6. The ball is placed at about, I want to say, the 15. And they got to get to the 21. There's a handoff to Thomas, and there's nothing going for Thomas.
I don't understand this play calling.
No, it's almost like Rockdale has
throwing the towel in.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but that's what I was thinking.
No, I think that's what's going on. I'm not understanding that. There's 4 minutes to go in this game, 16-3. I mean, you have to make something happen. you have to take shots down the field. I don't think that you're out of reach like this.
Well, if you are able to get the touchdown in the extra point, it's 16-10. You onside kick it, and you got a shot.
You got a shot there.
Dawkins punts from his own end zone. Preston Williams, he fair catches it and slides at the 45. He is just itching. To get a punt return going. He's already got his score. He's already got his touchdown, but he wants to show his stuff as a returner. He's show Butch Jones that he's made a wise commit going to Knoxville for the fall of 2015 because he's only a junior.
Yeah, he hasn't had the best of games. He only has 2 catches in this game.
Yeah, like I said, he and Rogers is either underthrown him or overthrown him. And he's only had 2 good balls right at him. One he was able to catch for 58 yards, and remember, he bobbled it.
Yeah.
And was able to stay with it, stay in stride, and get it to the end zone.
Oh, yeah, those 2 catches were NFL quality catches.
Let's see if they go to him. He's lined up at the bottom of your screen. No. You got to love this.
Boy.
You got to love this. Kevin Morris, 5 touchdown, 45 yards. Kevin Morris stops on a dime, hooks a left turn, doesn't even bother to signal, shoots down that sideline, and that will be your ball game.
That was unbelievable. That was Barry Sanders-esque. And Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs.
I mean, he came straight into the line. He hooked a left.
My goodness.
And then found daylight and came all the way back and came all the way down the sideline.
Yeah, you credit the offensive line for that one as well. Made sure they left the lane for Morris to get open, and he just took it straight down to the sideline. He and Tilly had been looking for that big play outside.
This is going to be the other for Nunez to put the P after the T, but of course something's wrong with the formation. This is going to turn into a 25-yard extra point. Like I said, it's going to be a good Lovejoy victory, but both teams with all the procedure penalties.
Yeah. Lovejoy's defense and special teams really stood out to me. Nunez with that. And, of course, the opening drive for Lovejoy really got him ahead and really put him out there.
There's the kick, and it's through the half-rights. With 4:20 to go here in the ball game, Lovejoy increases their lead. It's 23-3. We'll be right back after this short break here on RCA Rockdale County Game of the Week. John Morgo, Daniel Bolton. It is a final at Turner Field. The Braves have evened up their series with the Dodgers. 4-3 Atlanta victory. They now make the long flight to Chavez Ravine for that game. I guess that'll be Saturday. I said I was at the game last night, and one guy held up a sign that says, "I drove 2,200 miles to be here to watch the Dodgers beat the Braves."
Good for him, man.
No, I'm thinking to myself, at that point, wouldn't it just be cheaper to fly?
Yeah, I would think.
That's what
200 miles.
That's the point I made to my friend. I'm like, at that juncture, it'd just be cheaper to. You're telling me you couldn't find a cheaper flight, because that is a 3-day trip.
Yes.
To come on out to drive from Los Angeles.
Oh, man, I'm sure you had to take stops.
You didn't make it. You didn't go straight through.
No.
You didn't go to I-10, 10 to 85 in Pensacola and then come on up. No, you didn't make that in one shot.
Nope.
Here's the kick from Nunez. Puts it right through the middle. It bounces off of a rock. It bounced off of Davis. Oh, they got some movement here. Vicious hitting. He almost took out the ref.
Hey, look who put the hit on Nunez.
I want to say it was Khalil Rogers, number 8.
Number 8, but Nunez put the hit.
Oh, well, you know if you're going to get hit by him. Yeah, that's for sure.
Nunez put a monster hit.
And I want to say that was Malik Dawkins who ran it back the other 8, and that moves it into Lovejoy territory at the 48. 23-3. 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go. Lovejoy giving Rockdale some pretty good field position, but you got to wonder, let's see what the Bulldogs can do with it. They only got one field goal here. They're going to line up 3 to the near side. Minifield's going to have to chuck it. And that's what he's going to do, but here comes the rush. He launches one on a timing route. It's floating through the hands and was almost intercepted by Jeremiah Beasley, number 14, as he was going for McLaughlin. And if McLaughlin was just a little bit behind it, he could have gotten it off the tip drill.
He got it off the tip drill.
Actually, I'm sorry. That was Akwesi Minta, number 81.
Yeah. And Minta could have caught it off the tip drill, like you said.
Yep.
Oh, man, you got to catch that pass, so. You got to make that play.
Yeah, Beasley, it was right in his hands, and it was a little underthrown, a little bit of what we call a duck, because it was just kind of sitting there.
And, and corners are not known as to have the best hands in the world, but man, that was easy. You have to make that play.
We've only had one.
Finish the game off right there.
Yeah, we've only had one turnover. That was the fumble recovery by Anyanwu back in the third quarter.
Which eventually ended up being the turning point of the game.
Yeah, set up a Lovejoy field goal. Anyanwu is hit right as he threw the ball. And he is down, and he's going to stay down. He's been taking some licks.
Yeah.
And that was, I'm going to go and say that was Horatio Brown who came into him.
Now, one, you made the play. He made the tip and nearly intercepted the pass off of his own tip. That was a great defensive effort and a great athletic play. But you're right, John. Middlefield is taking some shots out there.
He has been battered and bruised.
Man,
he's going to need a good soaking in the athletic spa when this game is over.
Oh yeah.
And I think he's coming out right now. And I think this is a good call for Vincent Elder because he has just been completely beat up back there.
Yeah, Elder shakes his quarterback's hand for taking, but he's taking a beating.
And at this point with the game, I mean, you're down by 20 points, 3:56 to go. You want to make sure that he's back for your next game against Morrow. So you want to take him out and rest him. Well, the new quarterback, I'm going to say this is T.J. Warren. He'll take a direct snap, get it to midfield.
He's getting rocked too. Listen, normally you would blame the offensive line for this, but man, I have to credit Lovejoy's defensive.
Lovejoy's got a ferocious front five.
Ferocious line. And Anyanwu is the one that causes havoc on that line of scrimmage because they can't find anybody to block him. He has been in the backfield all night long.
He's 4th and 12. Remember that first series, he was in there the whole time, so then they tried to double team him. Now I think they might have gone back to single teaming him. I'm not really sure.
And I think when they tried to double team him, I think the linebacker came up the middle and blitzed and got the sack. So that didn't work. How do you defend a 5-2 is the question.
Well, you got to have a strong offensive line.
Of course.
That's probably the only way to do it. And you got to guard your gaps. You can't let them go through you can't let them stunt through the gaps.
Yeah.
3:21 to go, and it's going to be a punting situation for Rockdale. And Preston Williams, he's back there. Like I said, we've been saying this. He wants one desperately. He wants to be able to run one like he did against Druid Hills last Thursday. Part of that 59-0 victory over the Red Devils. And we'll be seeing Druid Hills on the Rockdale County Game of the Week. I think we're due to get them last week of the season. Short kick from Dawkins. Williams going to have to fair catch it. Slides at the 26 and the 27. So that'll be Lovejoy football. Again, our game of the week will be up in Gainesville next week for that matchup between Gainesville and Salem.
Looking forward to seeing this Gainesville team listed last week.
Yep, Deshaun Watson. He's the first Georgia passer ever to reach 10,000 yards on his career.
Deshaun Watson.
Dabo Swinney. Hope he can hang on to that commit. He's scheduled to go to Clemson. So Rogers back in pistol formation. He'll keep it on the ground to Tilley. And Tilley brought down, can't get the corner, makes it still stay at the 26. That's Malachi Chang Smith on the stop. Or the 23, and it's second down. We hit the 3-minute mark in this ball game. Both teams with 2 timeouts, and I think both teams are just going to be content to sit on their timeouts and let this game go. Actually, they're going to say till he lost one. Clock still goes 2:45. John Morto, Daniel Bolton. Lovejoy up by 20, 23-3. They will keep their number 4 ranking despite having a 4-1 record. Tilley on the ground, 25, 30. That's going to be a first down close to the 40. Like I said, they're only lost to Colquitt County, but it's not really counting against them because Colquitt's ranked above them in the standings.
Yeah, and you know what? They're getting over that little patch that they had. There was a time after the first game of the year where they had 3 consecutive games decided by 4 points or less, and the Colquitt County, of course, beat them 17-13, but then they had a 24-23 game, a 39-35 game, and then they came back the following week and beat Druid Hills. And I'm telling you, that defense and what they've been able to do, Coach Hughes has got to be impressed with what he's seen the last 2 weeks.
Keeping it on the ground. This is a new running back. This is number 42, Darian Lee. He'll get to the 40 to the 42. Still going. That's going to be close to a first down. It is a first down with 1:54 to go. And I'll tell you something. This makes no sense. People do this all the time, but it makes no sense to me.
What's that?
Penalizing a team for losing to a team above it in the standings.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you rank when they drop. Yeah, for instance, if that result from Colquitt, say Colquitt was ranked 2 and Lovejoy was ranked 4, well, you're supposed to lose to the second-ranked team in the state. You're 4th.
Yeah, you shouldn't be penalized by much.
Yeah, and I know, penalizing a team to losing to a team above it in the standings, that makes no sense to me.
And then they competed with him.
Yeah, and then Darian Lee will get will not get back to the line of scrimmage. We got one